championship to the Florida Gators. You saw the crowd of LSU Tiger fans supporting the Tigers as they left TD Ameritrade for the final time this season to show their support. Good evening and welcome to another edition of Tigers Roar here on the Pelican Sports Television Network. I'm Jordy Helper. Tigers come so close in their attempt to win their 7th national championship. And it was the first time the Tigers got to the championship series and didn't come away with a win. It was also a first for the champion Florida Gators. They won a bunch of national titles in sports across the board, but that was the first in the sport of men's baseball. So when all is said and done, 52-20, the dust is all settled, and you can think back and look back at what a remarkable season it really was. And a shout out to the LSU baseball fans who flooded toward Omaha. Reports of over 26,000 in attendance, 24 of which were LSU fans. 24,000 in just Baton Rouge North, Alex Box North, whatever you want to call it, the LSU fan base was there. Simply put, Florida's pitching was elite, their defensive fielding was elite, and they made the right plays at the right time to thwart any situation that LSU presented. Golden opportunities squandered by LSU? Sure. But normally, the better team wins, and for 2 days, Florida was the better team. Coming up on the show today, we'll show you LSU's remarkable run after getting beaten by Oregon State, the number one team and the number one seed in the tournament, by a score of 13-1. LSU had to fight their way back through the losers bracket. They faced not one, not two, but 3 elimination games. They took care of Florida State. Then they had to face the elephant in the room, and that was Oregon State. We'll take you back to those 2 elimination game wins by the Tigers. That was all predicated upon great pitching performances by Alex Lang and Caleb Gilbert. Then they move on to the championship series, and we'll show you how a piecemeal of a pitching staff, some drama, kept Game 1 close. Game 2 squandered opportunities, a controversial call at second base, and a bang-bang play at home plate that all went against LSU as Florida capped their championship run. Also coming up on the program, we'll talk about recruiting. LSU now up to 22 commitments. They went into their elite prospect camp with 0 running backs. They come out of it with 3. We'll talk about that and show you some highlights of some of the premier commitments that Ed Orgeron and his staff have garnered to date. We'll also talk about the New Orleans Saints. It seems like bad news is following the Saints, whether it be Nick Fairley or Teron Armstead. We'll have reports on that. The Pelicans move up in the draft to the first pick in the second round, and they pick a point guard in the crazy, crazy world that is happening in the NBA with free agency right around the corner. What can the Pelicans do to improve their chances? That and much, much more all coming your way. We're so glad you've tuned in. This is Tigers Roar on Pelican Sports Network Television. I'm Jordy Helper. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
Acord Eye Clinic Vision Source is located on Perkins Road in Baton Rouge, offering full-service optical and lab work. Dr. Shonda Acord and the professionally trained staff pride themselves on service, complete eye exams, help with contact lenses, and selection of frames featuring Silhouette, Gucci, Jimmy Choo, and all the top lines. State-of-the-art equipment including OptiMap, which digitally photographs your retina. Call Acord Eye Clinic for an appointment, 225-767-3937. That's 225-767-3937. Visit the website, visionsource-br.com. All patients of all ages are welcome. Acord Eye Clinic Vision Source.
DLA Painting Incorporated is your company for professional painting, serving the greater Baton Rouge area and South Louisiana for over 20 years. Ready to paint for those recovering from flood, residential repaint, commercial painting, any size job, free estimates. Customer satisfaction is our highest priority. Call 225-505-8785. DLA Painting Incorporated, fully insured. Call Dennis at DLA Painting at 225-505-8785.
Cypress Lake Apartments are conveniently located off Segan Lane in Baton Rouge. Come see this community, which has many amenities including swimming pools, fitness room, playground, and much more. Beautiful views of Cypress Lake. 1, 2, 3-bedroom apartments are available. Stop by and see Cypress Lake Apartments. Give them a call at 225-293-6789 or visit online cypresslake-apartments.net.
Welcome back to Tigers Roar, boys and girls. I am Jordy Helper. So, LSU fighting their way through the losers bracket. They take care of Florida State by the score of 7-4. Have a day off to think and come up with a plan to try and get back at Oregon State. You know, after the 13-1 shelling, the Tigers would come back. It would be Alex Lang on the hill for LSU trying to get it done. Let's take a look back at how the Tigers got to the championship series after their win over Oregon State. And it started early as the Tigers get on board in a great hustle play as Dykeman slides in head first, stretches a single into a double. Set the tone early. Tigers were on their feet. Extra energy, extra hustle, the extra enthusiasm in front of a packed house. And then Zach Watson gets one past the drawn-in infield. Dykeman had to hold up. He moves to third. Runners at first and third. Josh Smith with a base hit up the middle. Scores Dykeman. Watson heads to third. Runners on the corners. And the Tigers get out to a lead, something they wouldn't get at all against the Florida Gators. But very significant to put Oregon State behind. Then a little Bo Jordan sacrifice squeeze bunt. And the Tigers lead by 2-0. So execution was the key. Tigers up now 2-1, Lang on the hill. He would go 7 1/3, and he was very, very effective. So at the end of the 3, the Tigers still holding on. They need some more runs just as an insurance policy against the high-scoring #1 seeded team in all of baseball, and they would get it. And the bat of the freshman Josh Smith, the third baseman, he pulls it to right field, and the Tigers take a 3-1 lead into the 7th inning. Yeah, the Catholic high boy from Baton Rouge with that smile on his face, the victory trot, and that's all you need for Alex Lang is a little bit of breathing room, and now he can really, really take care of business, and take care of business he would, without question, without doubt. And here it is again, Smith, fastball right down the middle. He knew it as soon as it hit the bat. And the Tigers, the leading home run hitting team in the College World Series with 8. And then Lang worked his magic, got ahead of the count, and he would just work that fastball and that 12-6 breaking ball. And the Tigers, at the end of 7, led it 3-1. Here we are at the bottom of the 8th. There's a Zach Hess comes in, psycho with the Wild Thing Vaughn hairstyle, and he mows down the side. There's his pop, and the fans from LSU are emphatically into it. They feel it, 3-1. Now with 2 outs and a 1-2 count, boom, the bender, and Hess takes off the field. Now just 3 outs away. Alex Lang going, that's my boy, no question about it. Tiger fans on their feet. One more attempt for Oregon State, and Hess just too good. Psycho, bang, nailing him down left and right. Tigers 2 outs away from extending to a 1-game winner-take-all to advance to the College World Series Championship Series. Here's Hess again, just throwing heat. A lazy fly out to Antoine Duplantis in left. That's 2. And fittingly, a called third strike, and the Tigers win it by the score of 3-1. Setting up the opportunity to play the next day with now, remember, Eric Walker, done. Little soreness in his arm, done. Couldn't pitch. So what does Paul Mainieri and Alan Dunn do? Well, Caleb Gilbert was a one-time starter. Maybe didn't have the career that he thought he would have, but he would have the opportunity to keep LSU in the College World Series. And boy, did he ever deliver unexpectedly. And the Tigers go for the sweep of Oregon State. Game 2 on a Saturday, and there's Gilbert just mowing them up and mowing them down, and the Tigers feeling really, really good. Again, the key, can you get out to a lead? Can you give them a lead? All of a sudden, we're in the 2nd inning, and Gilbert's throwing strikes. Low pitch count, 25 at the time. His teammates supporting him. Now with 2 outs, there's another called looking strike. He gets into the dugout. No hits, no runs allowed. Time for the Tigers to do something offensively. And the Tigers would get some in bunches. First, there's a walk. Very critical. How many times do you see teams getting free passes and that turning into runs? Here's Bo Jordan again. Boom. Takes one left field. Down the line. Base hit. Smith running. Going to third. Getting held up by Nolan Cain. Runners at second and third with 2 outs. Can you get, as Skip Bertman said, the timely hit? Oh, they would. Michael Papierski. It's up there. It's out there. It's gone. A 3-run homer. Tigers up 3-zip. His 10th home run of the season. The second Tiger to reach double-digit home runs behind Greg Deichmann. Papierski hitting it from the left-handed side of the batter's box. And now up 3-zip, feeling it in the bottom of the second. Gilbert would come out again and 3 up, 3 down, the Oregon State Beavers. But you can see momentum in any sport. It can change in a heartbeat. And Papierski, who I think was the MVP for the LSU Tigers in the postseason, always been a great defensive player, but his bat at the bottom of the lineup has been a difference maker for this club. Only LSU fans can tell it. There's the old rally beach ball, and now with Kramer Robertson at second, bottom of the third, Antoine Duplantis up, seeing eye single to right, and Kramer Robertson comes in, and now the Tigers are up 4-zip. Can you believe that? So the Lafayette native from St. Thomas More gets it done, as he does so many times. Cushion, Gilbert, you got a rested bullpen. You got to feel good about LSU's chances, but you got to get some more and feel good about it. And the blonde-haired one gets it done. Now Papierski up, bottom of the fourth, from the right side of the box. It's up, it's out, it's gone again. The first player in College World Series history to hit 2 home runs in the same game from the opposite side of the dish. So Michael Papierski goes into the record book, his 11th home run, and the Tigers in a proverbial rout with the way pitching is going for Caleb Gilbert, up 5-zip in the fourth. Kim Mulkey in the blue shirt celebrating. And the rest of the Tiger fans all out there. And again, Papierski just seeing the ball. It's like a big old beach ball, right? He knew it. And around the bases we go. So up 5-zip. Beach balls being thrown on the turf. What else do you do in Omaha? But just have some fun, right? So up 5-zip in the fifth. Caleb Gilbert now in cruise control. You got your bullpen all ready to go. And but how about some more offense? Yeah, why not? Jordan off the wall. Actually a home run, excuse me. His 4th home run of the season. So 3 home runs in the game. Tiger fans can't believe it. Like this TD Ameritrade, you don't hit home runs in that ballpark. Well, this year they did. And you can see the dejected look on the Oregon State Beavers and the euphoria in the Tiger fan support. Just going. We're going to the ship. We are going to the ship. And Bo Jordan gets it done. Tigers would end up winning this game by a score of 6-1. And as you take a look at this graphic that we've got for you, this is the difference in the ball. This is what it's all about. It's eerily similar. Eerily similar. Lang goes 7 1/3. Gilbert goes 7 1/3. Lang and Gilbert both give up only 2 hits. They both give up only 1 earned run. 8 and 7 strikeouts. Gilbert tremendous in not allowing but 1 walk, and both with winners. It's all about pitching when it comes to the College World Series, and the Tigers get it done 3-1, 6-1 to avenge that 13-1 blowout. Who gets the last laugh? The Tigers do. And with that, LSU would live to play yet another day, and they would be in the championship series against a very familiar foe, the Florida Gators. We'll take a timeout here on Tigers Roar. When we come back, that was the really good. This was the tough pill to swallow, but at least the Tigers were there to compete for a championship. We'll recap games 1 and 2 against the Florida Gators. Please stay with us.
Creel Tree Service is a licensed and insured tree service providing tree and stump removal, topping, trimming, cabling, pruning, and fertilizing. We have free stump removal with takedowns, free estimates, affordable rates, and senior citizens discounts. Call 774-TREE. That's 774-8733. Get your yard ready for the warmer weather. If it deals with a tree, call me, Creel Tree Service, 774-8733. That's 774-TREE.
When my wife and I started Relief Windows, what we were trying to do, what our goal was to give a quality job to a homeowner. Everybody's scared of contractors. We wanted to change the mold of what that is. Not showing up on time, not answering the phone, somebody running with your money. The reason why you should pick Relief Windows to do your renovation of your home, windows, doors, Hardy Planker siding, is because of the experience, quality service of our company. Service is everything we have. It's the foundation of our company. We're going to show up on time. We're going to do the job right. Over 60% of our customers is customer referral. We're a local company here in Baton Rouge, built in Baton Rouge, staying in Baton Rouge. Okay. The job's not done until you're happy and we're happy. It's built the old-fashioned way, with a handshake. Here at Relief Windows is honored to be official window, door, and siding company of LSU Athletics, from one winning team to another.
My name is Dr. Nicole Rogers, and I'm here in Old Metairie, Louisiana at Hair Restoration of the South, where your hair is our care. And I'd like to invite you to come and visit and discuss various options for treatment of thinning hair. These can include both medical and surgical options. You don't have to go straight to surgery. In the meantime, feel free to check out our website, hairrestorationofthesouth.com, and we look forward to seeing you soon.
This is an important announcement. If you're between 50 and 85 and worried about your loved ones, you can still get affordable life insurance for peace of mind.
My life insurance coverage is guaranteed, and I was not required to get a medical exam.
I had high blood pressure and diabetes, and I got my coverage with one telephone call. No exam necessary.
I'm a smoker, and I wanted to take care of my family. I called to get my life insurance and my affairs in order. I wanted to do the right thing.
Call Final Expense No Exam Insurance. Your rates are guaranteed and will never increase.
I called and learned that this insurance cannot be canceled even if you get sick or gain weight.
And there are no restrictions on how my beneficiaries use the money when I'm gone.
Approval was easy and the price was right. I wanted to do this for my children.
Call 800-654-9927, 800-654-9927.
Tigers Roar here on the Pelican Sports Television Network, where we provide all the news of LSU year-round for you and yours. So let's take a look at every team has their pyramid of goals, right, as they start the season. Well, LSU, SEC West Division champs, check. LSU, SEC co-champions overall with the Florida Gators, check. SEC tournament champions, check. LSU regional champions, check. LSU super regional champions, check. That's 5 goals accomplished. They win their side of the College World Series bracket, check, to get to the championship series. All that's left is the big one. Well, to do so, they have to take on the Florida Gators with one of the best pitching staffs in the country, one of the best fielding teams in the country, and a team that had beaten LSU 2 out of 3 earlier in the season up in Gainesville. To game 1, we go with the premise of, all right, Paul Mainieri decided he was going to work flip-flop. He was going to have Jared Poche pitch game 2, and he was going to have Alex Lang in a game 3 situation. So Russell Reynolds gets the nod, and Russell Reynolds for 3 innings was terrific. Michael Papierski throws out a runner at second base, and the Tigers are clicking. Runs would be at a premium throughout this because both teams pitch well and field well. Papierski did it with the bat against Oregon State, now doing it with the glove against Florida. Admittedly getting greedy. Caleb Gilbert was left in the game 1 inning too long. Nick Bush comes in. Kramer Robertson, foul territory, inexplicably tries to throw it home. Lets runners advance to second and third. You got to give up 1 run, but you don't want to put 2 more in scoring position. And plays like that would cost LSU an error in the first inning, an error in the second inning, and boy, it was just tough. Tough for LSU. Bush trying to get it done, but here's Kramer Robertson again as we take a high-angle look on it. And I don't know what that was. But here we go again. Down 1-0, top of the fourth. And with runners in scoring position, Florida always seemed to get a go. That time, Zach Watson had a bad jump on the ball. That's a fly out to the warning track. But inexplicably, another miscue. And now Florida up 3-0 with their ace, Brady Singer, on the hill. And he was just terrific. Duplantis gets a base hit. We're in the bottom of the fourth. And Greg Dykman, can't miss him, gets one. Runners at first and second with no outs, and you're thinking, okay, we're going to rally. Got a full bullpen ready to go. Maybe you're getting to Singer. Singer, who is projected to be the #1 pick in the draft after next season. And here's Antoine Duplantis. It's back there. It is a solo home run, the only opportunity LSU would get at that time to put runs across the board. Squandered some opportunities early in the ball game. Tiger fans still holding hope. Tigers, and you look at Warren Morris, the hero of the 1996 College World Series, the single greatest play in LSU sports history in my book. So the Tigers are within striking distance, down 3-1 in the sixth, as Duplantis, only his second home run of the season, but the second best RBI man in the LSU baseball lineup. Now, again, a runner in scoring position. Bo Jordan up. There's a solid shot to left. And here comes Watson. He's going to score. Tigers now within one with runners at first and second. So Bo Jordan delivering again as the DH. Tigers are within one and trying to keep it going. Yes, feeling it. Hey, we can do this. No question. We can do this. Florida, though, drawn in infield, runner at third with only one out. Execution and the delivery of the execution, now up 4-2. Hunter Newman came in as the third LSU pitcher, and he was sensational. A great scoop and throw by Kramer Robertson. Watch this tough hop and just, boom, get it, collect, gather, and throw it across the field to Jake Slaughter at first. 4-2. Here comes Greg Dykman in the eighth, and you're saying rally caps on. Here comes the hustle. From first to second, beats the throw. Dykman again on his giddy-up. And Singer, now they go to their ace coming out of the bullpen. Tiger fans, nervous wrecks. Can we get closer? Here we go. Yes, indeed. And Josh Smith, bang, delivers. Dykman will come in to score. Now, Smith tries to stretch this to a double, but the center fielder, a left-hander, didn't have to turn his body. A replay show maybe he was a little bit under the tag, but the center fielder, because he was a left-hander, made the quick throw. Here comes the tag. He misses him there. And boy, I'd love to see replay on this be organized. There's the miss. I think his hand is in. They called Smith out, and that was one of the controversial plays of the ball game. Tigers would end up losing the game by the score of 4-3. They faced the ace of Florida's lineup in Brady Singer. LSU felt very confident. They tried to steal the game, tried to steal one, and they came so close to doing so. But LSU was strategically set up for the rest. Jared Poche, the all-time winningest pitcher in LSU baseball history, who had been in big game after big game after big moment and delivered, he was going to start game two. And if LSU could get that one, they'd have their horse, Alex Lane, for the deciding game three. Unfortunately, there would be no game three, as Florida again executed and delivered. Poche on the bump. Got to get to a good start. Pound the strike zone. First play, Nick Coombs at first base. There's an error. Every time LSU committed an error, Florida would make them pay the price. J.J. Schwartz up, and he delivers. A base hit to left with runners at first and third, and right out the gate, Alan Dunn trying to settle Poche down. It's already 1-0. Poche would get out of the inning, as he does time and time again, flirting with danger, flirting with disaster. But there's another run. Comes out of it. So, bottom of the second. Here comes a throw to first. There's a base hit. Now you got a runner at first, and Jared Poche will get this guy leaning and throw to first base, and Coombs trying to transfer the ball from his glove to his hand, commits error number 2 in the first 2 innings. Jake Slaughter would take Coombs' place, but yet again, you make a mistake, Florida makes you pay. Now it's 2-0, and Florida Gator fans, the few that were there, are euphoric. Kramer Robertson, tough play, but a great stab at first base. So as you can see, top of the 7th, Dyson on the hill, and he has had LSU stymied until this inning. Watson, legs out, an infield single. Florida, with all their chips in, Kevin O'Sullivan goes to his ace side of the bullpen. Josh Smith hits a base hit that gets past the right fielder, and the Tigers get on the board as Watson comes home. Smith goes to second base, and the Tigers are feeling good about it. They got rid of their pitcher. Now they're in the bullpen, and here comes the controversial play of all controversial plays. We'll show it again. As the base hit, Jake Slaughter at first base slides out of the base path, and a runner obstruction is called. Josh Smith was at third. He had already crossed the plate, but when you have this call, the runners have to come back to their base, take the run off the board, and LSU squanders an opportunity, now trailing 2-1 again. Kramer Robertson would get a base hit. He would get on base again. Tigers with their rally coming. This is another key pivotal moment. Tiger fans on their feet. Kevin O'Sullivan worried. Robertson stole second. Now Cole Freeman bunts him over to third and legs out the hit. So runners at first and third and no outs. Actually, one out. Now, Michael Papierski hits it to first. J.J. Slaughter makes the perfect play, the perfect throw, and the perfect tag to nail Kramer Robertson at home plate, and that took all the wind out of the Tigers' sail. 2-1 the score. LSU goes to Zach Hess. Here's Watson, and a line drive. Once again, wind blowing in, and Gators get out of the inning. Hess comes in, obviously a little arm fatigued, and the Gators put up run after run after run. They put up 3 in the inning, and now they lead it by a 6-1 count, and LSU just couldn't handle it. Here's the last play of the College World Series for 2017, and the Gators win their first national championship, dogpiling right in front of the Tigers. Cole Freeman, Antoine Duplantis talking about the season in whole afterwards. So,
when you got a couple opportunities in tight games like that, this type of situation, you got to make the most of it, and aren't able to do that tonight.
Was it uncharacteristic of it was you guys to have those errors early?
Yeah, I mean, obviously we pride ourselves on defense. When you do that and you give the other team some, extra chances, they get runs. Usually they capitalize. Gotta give credit to Florida that they were able to capitalize on it.
You guys won a lot of championships this year. What's the biggest thing you'll remember from this season?
How close we were. Coulda, shoulda, woulda. A lot of things you wish you could go back and change and do something over. And the bottom line is, which kind of sucks about the whole way it ends, is how unbelievable the season we actually had. That's what the coach was reminding us. He was saying how bad it is that, it gets to end this way when we won five different championships, and did unbelievable things. So many guys step up, and it almost all seems for nothing. You're not able to take care of business in the last 2 games. But obviously it hurts right now. And it'll continue to hurt, but bottom line is we had an unbelievable season.
You're not ready to think about it now, but when you think back to this College World Series and playing with those elimination games, is it going to be fun when you think about it?
Yeah, I think the funnest thing is looking back and being with all my brothers off the field, on the field. That's the coolest thing. From here on out, it's now all a job. I don't know if they'll have that same feeling running out there, getting to play behind, the Alex Lanes and Jared Poches and the Hesses.
As this is Tigers Roar, and you saw the dejected look on Cole Freeman, and obviously so, you get that close, and yet you're so far away. He and Greg Dykman and Jared Poche coming back, along with Kramer Robertson. Another opportunity for another player, sophomore Antoine Duplantis, talked about the Gators and their top shelf pitching staff.
We just didn't execute our approaches today. I mean, we hit some balls hard, but at the same time, I think we hit a little too many fly balls. I mean, the wind was blowing in. We're not gonna burn anybody. So, I mean, that's just how the game goes, and it sucks that it had to be this game,
There were a lot of sliders.
Yeah, whoever's not being talked to, you guys just head to the bus.
Yeah, threw a good bit of sliders. I mean, just mixed it up. I mean, you got to tip your cap to him. He threw strikes, he filled it up, and I mean, he competed out there.
What's kind of your takeaway from the slow run? And you guys won a lot of championships to get here.
Yeah, it's hard to really think about all the things we've accomplished now. I mean, it's just tough right now, knowing that we were right there in arm's reach of winning that last championship and completing our final goal. But I mean, sure in a couple days, a week, we'll look back on this year as a success. And I mean, yeah, it's just tough to think of it that way right now, just because of the way it ended.
All the teams that get to any two teams that get to this point are very good, but I guess the last 2 days kind of showed small margin for error.
Yeah, I mean, it just goes to show that pitching and defense are really key. And I mean, if you don't execute your at bats and just have a big mindset at the plate, I mean, it's just gonna be tough to win. So you got to tip your cap to them. They played well. We didn't play terribly. We just came up.
So in a nutshell, we can sum up the College World Series championship matchup between LSU and Florida like this. Florida allowed only 14 runs in 6 games. They led the College World Series in ERA with a 2.33 overall from their pitching staff, and their fielding percentage, .991. They pitched it great, they fielded it great, and every opportunity presented to them, they had timely hitting, timely base running. Congratulations to the Florida Gators for winning it. It just makes that rivalry between LSU and Florida stemming back from the football game, where the hurricane and where we're going to play and all this makes it even that much more intense. Speaking of football, when we return on Tigers Roar, Ed Orgeron and his staff up to 22 commitments for the class of 2018. We'll take a look at some of them when we return on Tigers Roar.
This is an important medical announcement. Xarelto and Pradaxa have been linked to uncontrollable bleeding and even death. If you've been prescribed one of these drugs and have experienced these dangerous side effects, you may be entitled to substantial compensation. Studies show that Pradaxa can cause more heart attacks than warfarin, and other countries have already issued safety warnings against this drug. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. The call is confidential. There's no cost, and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to Pradaxa victims, and thousands of Xarelto victims are filing their legal cases. Call the Drug Watch hotline. If you or a loved one used Xarelto or Pradaxa and experienced uncontrollable bleeding, brain hemorrhage, or even death, you must call now.
Call 800-779-1032. 800-779-1032.
Hi, I am Dr. Farrell Frugier Jr., and I am a general dentist at Frugier Family Dentistry. I was born and raised in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I went to Catholic High School, LSU, and LSU School of Dentistry in New Orleans, where I received my DDS degree in 1986. I always have and will continue to be committed to continuing my education, to invest in technology which makes the diagnosis and delivery of dentistry more thorough, more comfortable, and more aesthetically pleasing. In our practice, we are here to serve the patients. We want to improve their quality of life and to develop relationships with our patients. In dentistry, we have a chance to impact lives on a daily basis, not just by doing dentistry, but by getting to know them and being a part of their life. We also believe in giving back to our community. So every year, we give back to the Greater Baton Rouge Food Bank, Toys for Tots, and Mary Bird Perkins Cancer Center. Please stop by and visit our office. We would love to take care of you and your family.
For Total Home Pest Control, who are you going to call?
Call the Bug Man, 923-BUGS.
For Total Pest Control for your home or business, call the original Salvat.
Call the Bug Man today, 923-BUGS.
Just saw LSU football against Alabama. Hard to believe that as we speak, we're about 64, 65 days away from the start of the college football season when LSU will take on BYU at their home away from home in Reliant Stadium in Houston, Texas. Hard to believe. Now, LSU's got a lot of holes to fill. They're counting on some freshmen this year to fill some of those gaps. And now this is really the first opportunity for Ed Orgeron and his staff to really hit the recruiting path and get another great class in 2018. They've got 22 commitments so far as we speak. Now, the chances of them keeping all of those, probably not. You're not going to bet the house on it. Somebody's going to change their mind and decommit, so they'll have to make up ground. But right now, 22. They went into their elite prospect camp over the past weekend with 0 running backs. They came back with 3. Chris Curry out of Florida. They had Trey Provins out of Alabama and A.J. Carter out of Manny, Louisiana. So they've got 3. Now we're going to spotlight a few LSU recruits that are really popping off the charts, starting with Keenan Jones. And Keenan Jones, graphically, you'll see, he is a wide receiver. He's a wide receiver from Berwick, Louisiana. He's a big kid, 6'3", 205 pounds. There we go. Big kid. And you can take a look at some of his highlights to show you exactly what he can do and why LSU offered him this opportunity to come back and play. There we go. He's, we'll spotlight him. There he is carrying the football. So what LSU likes in their wide receivers is the ability to go up and get passes in traffic as he does right there off the deflection. Now we've got him spotlighted. He's playing defensive back as well. So a multi-positional player and making things happen and doing things along the right way. So 6'3", about 205, get up and go get it. And there you have that. So Keenan Jones out of Berwick, Louisiana. Now we'll shift gears to another prospect that is committed to LSU. And graphically, we'll show you Nadab Joseph. Nadab Joseph is a safety from Hialeah, Florida. 6'2", and 180 pounds. LSU, always known as DBU across the country, and now from Champagnat Catholic Hialeah. Good size, 6'1.5", 180 pounds. Let's see what he does visually as we take a look at his highlight reel. And once again, making things happen along the lines. There he is in the secondary, reading the play. And so what you like and what LSU coaches and Corey Raymond specifically like is reaction to the ball. Reaction to the ball. Quick highlight, quick feet, quick hands, aggressively coming up to handle ball carriers and being in the right place at the right time. And then when you do catch the football, can you make something happen with it of a positive nature? So Nadab Joseph, a safety from Hialeah, Florida, once again with the interception and returning the ball up the field. LSU trying to keep that tradition of DBU. Finally, third and not last but not least, from right there at Scotlandville Magnet in LSU's backyard, Kelvin Joseph, a 6'1.5", 195-pound cornerback. Now, a lot of these players play on both sides of the ball. And Kelvin Joseph, a very big get for LSU because, as we said, he's right here in the backyard. So, big, tall, wingspan, and making things happen. Of course, that's Keenan Jones. So we got this a little bit out of order, but Keenan Jones, number 32, is the wide receiver who also plays in the secondary. All right, come on back. So there you have it. We see a couple of players here and there. Again, the main focus is this. You've got 22 commitments. What is LSU and Ed Orgeron and staff going to do with the remainder of their opportunities? Where are they going to find? What do they want? Is a quarterback going to come to play? Well, I don't know. With Miles Brennan and Lowell Narcisse both in the fray as true freshmen, maybe LSU skips a quarterback in this class. You can never have enough offensive linemen, defensive linemen. You cannot have enough of those, right? Got to get that. And then you get the best athletes that are possibly available. So that's what we have on the recruiting front. Stay tuned. Much more to come, including bad news for the Saints and the Pelicans. Get a draft choice. Is it enough? What can they do in free agency? That's all coming your way next here on Tigers Roar on the Pelican Sports Television Network.
You studied hard, went to college, and achieved your dream, but it turned into a financial nightmare. If you have federal student loans and you'd like to reduce your payments, get more time, or have your loans completely eliminated, then we have good news. With one call to Student Loan Relief Services, you can find support and guidance. We've already helped thousands of people, and we can help you too. If you have $10,000 or more in federal student loans, you can qualify for payment extensions, payment reductions, or you may qualify to have your federal student loan completely forgiven. Call Student Loan Relief Services now to find out about your options. Take control of your finances and get out from under this burden. One of our student loan experts has the answers to your questions and great solutions to ease your financial burden. We're here for you. Call Student Loan Relief Services now.
Call 800-718-3516. 800-718-3516.
Hello, my name is Debbie. Welcome to Debbie's Bridal, a Formal Affair. Come to my summer blowout sale starting June 15th. Half off sale items. Everything must go. Hope to see you there.
My name is Raven. I work at Debbie's Bridal and she makes your dreams come true.
Hello. Hola. 你好.
Experience what the Baton Rouge International School can offer your children. Now welcoming displaced students for short and long-term stability.
Welcome back to Tigers Roar on the Pelican Sports Television Network. So we've covered LSU baseball. We've covered LSU football recruiting. Now, down the road in the Big Easy, the New Orleans Saints, after back-to-back 7-9 seasons, trying to get some good mojo working to get things going in the right direction. It's a very tough conference and division that they play in, with the Atlanta Falcons just going to the Super Bowl. They're getting better all the time. But the Saints seem to be snake-bit, and they got some more bad news with two of their key players, one being Nick Fairley. Nick Fairley, who was coming off a tremendous season for the Saints in his first year, 43 combined tackles, 6.5 sacks, a career high. Well, he's out for the 2017 season with a heart condition, and his career could be over. The Saints placed Fairley on the reserve non-football illness list. 3 heart specialists evaluated Fairley early. One said, no, can't play anymore. Another said the possibility exists. And the big question mark with Nick Fairley, big player on the defensive line. We remember Nick Fairley from that Auburn national championship team. He was on the defensive side. Cam Newton, who he's about to sack right here, was on the offensive side. Well, he's in the first year of a 4-year, $28 million extension. Saints fans wondering, why did the Saints sign him to an extension when this was a possibility? Well, they didn't know about this at the time being. So Nick Fairley, what do you do? Who takes up the slack and who replaces him? Big along the defensive line. So Sheldon Rankins, first pick from Louisville a year ago, is going to have to step up and become more of an impact player. So a little issue with the Saints on the defensive line. Now, on the offensive line, Teron Armstead, who seems to have been snake bit year after year after year. Teron Armstead tore his labrum in his left arm during a meaningless minicamp. Now, he's had some issues along the way. He's going to be out 4 to 6 months. That's your left tackle. That's your blind side protector of Drew Brees. Drew Brees said, let's cut to the chase. This is a big, big deal. Who takes his place? Now, Teron Armstead has shown a tendency to be hurt. He's never played a full season. He played only 7 games in 2016. So Khalif Barnes, the veteran, does he step in and take the place? Or what about the rookie, Ryan Ramczyk, the first-round draft pick of the New Orleans Saints? Don't know. This is a big, big to-do for the Saints. They lose a key ingredient on the defensive line. They lose a key ingredient on the offensive line. Not a harbinger of good things to come, so they have to work some things, and we'll see what quality depth LSU has for Mickey Loomis and Sean Payton as, again, you win up front, and the Saints lose 2 key players, one for the year. And Armstead, you don't know what you're going to get from him. He only, like I said, he only played 7 games a year ago, and he's out 4 to 6 months with the torn labrum in his left shoulder. Bad news for the Saints. Meanwhile, across the street, the NBA draft has recently been completed, and the New Orleans Pelicans didn't have a first-round pick. They had 2 second-round picks. They put those together, combined to take the first pick in the second round, and they got Frank Jackson, point guard from Duke University. He was the co-MVP and the dunk contest winner of the McDonald's All-American game. Played 1 year for Mike Krzyzewski and did a pretty nice job for him. Now, he's 6'3". He's got a wingspan of about a 6'8" player. So that's a good tendency for a basketball player. Obviously, he's got some moves, right? You can see that. He's a scorer. He's more of a scoring guard than a point guard. So we'll see how his game translates into the NBA. Now, Tim Frazier was sent packing by the Pelicans. That was their backup point guard. So Frank Jackson will have an opportunity as the lone draft pick in this class to make an impact on the ball club. The big key for the Pelicans, they need to re-sign Drew Holiday, do whatever it takes to get him so he doesn't take his unrestricted free agency elsewhere. They need to get him, and then they need to work some magic with Dell Demps and Alvin Gentry and the rest of the staff and find some complementary players that can shoot the basketball. I saw Jackson play in college. I think he's a really dynamic player. I think he will really help. He's a good catch-and-shoot player, and with the likes of Anthony Davis and Boogie Cousins, you need guys that can get up and shoot the basketball, catch and shoot. and you can see his driving ability, the ability to take the ball to the hole. That's all good and done. But NBA is a whole different game, and we'll see how his level of play equates to when he has to guard the newest member of the Houston Rockets, Chris Paul. The Southwest Division of the NBA just got a little bit tougher. As you know, San Antonio with Kawhi Leonard and company is always good, but now Houston with James Harden and Chris Paul, and probably another piece to the puzzle as they go for their version of the super team, trying to keep up with the Golden State Warriors. Now you know. So Pelicans a long way to go, but they do have a unique situation, and it's up to Alvin Gentry and his newly organized staff to come up with the right type of game plan to utilize their talents to the best. The Pelicans need outside shooting in the worst of ways. So there you have it. Frank Jackson, the one pick for the New Orleans Pelicans. So bad news for the Saints. See how they can recoup. The Pelicans need some work to do as free agency's right around the corner. We'll take our final time out of the day. When we come back, we'll wrap things up. This is Tigers Roar on the Pelican Sports Television Network. I'm Jordy Helper. Stay with us.
It's a mail
Credit card debt can ruin your life. If you owe $10,000 and minimum payments are siphoning away your paycheck each month, you can get debt-free in less time than you think.
I've paid $800 a month for the past 3 years and haven't changed the balance on my credit card.
Get debt-free now has a program to reduce your debt, stop the harassing phone calls, avoid financial ruin, and settle for less than you owe.
I feel like a huge weight has been lifted off my shoulders.
You're pre-approved for our special hardship program if you owe $10,000 or more. Upon payment of your new lower balance, your debt will finally shrink until you are debt-free.
My family no longer has 30 years of payments ahead of us at 20% interest.
There's no fees until you see results. So call now, make one monthly program payment, and free up your cash. Resolve your debt.
Call 800-471-9811. 800-471-9811.
DLA Painting Incorporated is your company for professional painting, serving the greater Baton Rouge area and South Louisiana for over 20 years. Ready to paint for those recovering from flood, residential repaint, commercial painting, any size job, free estimates. Customer satisfaction is our highest priority. Call 225-505-8785. DLA Painting Incorporated, fully insured. Call Dennis at DLA Painting at 225-505-8785.
My name is Dr. Nicole Rogers, and I'm here in Old Metairie, Louisiana at Hair Restoration of the South, where your hair is our care. And I'd like to invite you to come and visit and discuss various options for treatment of thinning hair. These can include both medical and surgical options. You don't have to go straight to surgery. In the meantime, feel free to check out our website, hairrestorationofthesouth.com, and we look forward to seeing you soon.
Cypress Lake Apartments are conveniently located off Segan Lane in Baton Rouge. Come see this community, which has many amenities including swimming pools, fitness room, playground, and much more. Beautiful views of Cypress Lake. 1, 2, 3-bedroom apartments are available. Stop by and see Cypress Lake Apartments. Give them a call at 225-293-6789 or visit online, cypresslake-apartments.net.
Welcome back to Tigers Roar. Got to talk about my boy, Mike Tremonti, and his staff at Tremonti's Meat and Seafood Market at 12451 Old Jefferson Highway. You can see their website, tremontis.com. That tells you everything you need to know. Go to that website and you'll see everything they have. Boy, I tell you what, now is the summertime. It's time to be chilling and grilling. Look at the ribs. We got the 4th of July coming up, the burgers, the sausage. They've got everything you need to make your outdoor extravaganza fabulous. Because what do we like to do in this part of the world? We like to eat, we like to drink, we like to have fun with our family and friends. Tremonti's will get you covered on just about every angle that you need right there. Their phone number, 751-7665. They got the natural charcoal, they got the Primo barbecue pits, the starters, everything you need. They are truly your one-stop shop. That's tremontis.com, the best meat and seafood market in the area. Cheap meat ain't good, and good meat ain't cheap. That's Tremonti's slogan. So, we wrap up this edition of Tigers Roar. It's been a pleasure to be here. I'd like to thank all those people behind the scenes, Alan Traylor and Marty Campbell, and Jonathan Poche, and Adam Hebert. They're the guys behind the scene that make this all work. There's a lot that goes into it. But again, LSU baseball, look, fans, cry no more. It's a heck of a season. 52-20. They reached 5 of their 6 goals. I know the 6th is the one that's most important to you, but if you don't win 5 of them, you don't have an opportunity to get to number 6. So Paul Mainieri and his staff and his team will miss the Fab Four, and they got a lot of holes to fill. But next year, the way they recruit, will be fine. So the LSU sports calendar year is officially come to a close. How will football be next year? Basketball's got to be better. And baseball, they'll retool. Yes, indeed. So, hope everybody has a great, happy 4th of July. For all those involved in the Pelican Sports Television Network, I'm Jordy Helper. Take care, be safe. We'll talk to you next time here on Tigers Roar.
This is an important announcement. If you're between 50 and 85 and worried about your loved ones, you can still get affordable life insurance for peace of mind.
My life insurance coverage is guaranteed, and I was not required to get a medical exam.
I had high blood pressure and diabetes, and I got my coverage with one telephone call. No exam necessary.
I'm a smoker, and I wanted to take care of my family. I called to get my life insurance and my affairs in order. I wanted to do the right thing.
Call Final Expense No Exam Insurance. Your rates are guaranteed and will never increase.
I called and learned that this insurance cannot be canceled even if you get sick or gain weight.
And there are no restrictions on how my beneficiaries use the money when I'm gone.
Approval was easy and the price was right. I wanted to do this for my children.
Call 800-654-9927, 800-654-9927.
Hello, my name is Debbie. Welcome to Debbie's Bridal, a Formal Affair. Come to my summer blowout sale starting June 15th. Half off sale items. Everything must go. Hope to see you there.
My name is Raven. I work at Debbie's Bridal, and she makes your dreams come true.